Hey everybody, welcome back. My name's Kanan and thank you for joining me for my review of Ship Graveyard Simulator 2 Prologue. Yep, that's a really long name. This one's a free-to-play kind of demo, if you like, of the actual main game, which is out later on this year. And I just thought I'd go and basically take a look and see whether it's worth downloading or even adding to your wish list. And without wasting any more time, shall we get into this? Just when you think you've heard it all, or they've come up with every idea conceivable, nope, this, I've not heard of the first one, so there you go. This is coming into this sort of gameplay kind of fresh, but it is familiar because there are other games of the same ilk out there. Obviously the first one as well. And basically after a shortish longest tutorial, you're kind of thrown into the game. And the game is you own this like shipyard, junkyard type thing where you buy these ships and you basically take them apart for making profit. Now this can be taken two ways. You can either gather materials and sell them on the market, or you can get contracts, and basically they will give you a certain amount of things that they want out of this ship, and basically you have to then go and give it to them, sell it to them. Do not do what I did at first, which was basically then trash everything, sell everything, and then forget to do the contracts. Some of the contracts you'll obviously make more money than you would just selling the actual goods, because you're going out of your way for these goods folks. The game has so many elements to it. It kind of like almost feels like it's work, like actual work in the end. You see, in order to deconstruct these massive ships, you literally take them apart using a hammer, and they got all different elements, and basically some need a hammer to take apart, some need like a sword to take apart, some need a welder, and some even need like grinding apart and then lifting up with a crane. And this within itself can come with problems because some of the items are inside the ship and you obviously can't get them through the roof, so basically you have to take the ceiling and everything off, give it enough room for the crane to get in, and then basically take it away. Now with my playthrough of this, it took me, I think it was about an hour to take apart all the necessary elements in order to then call the crane in and basically take this element out. And wow, it was like work, it really was. But wait, what do you do with all the materials that you take apart? Well, the crane basically takes it to an area and you get all the materials for it. All other materials, once you've taken them apart, panels and wood doors, everything like a bed to table, it all has to be walked around and then thrown into the back of your lorry. And trust me, the suspension on your lorry is amazing. Luckily enough though, you don't have to walk all the way to your truck in order to actually place items in there. You can kind of lob them at it. Don't ask me, I don't care, it just the way the mechanic works. But yeah, you can aim, lob it at the actual truck and it will go in. You don't have to be too accurate, but you have to be slightly accurate. And this can be done from any level and anywhere where you can see the truck, as long as there's no objects or obstructions in front of it. And I will say that at times this got rather annoying because of coming out and in the building, that I basically ended up starting to make tunnels so that I can just get to the area of the ship, so I can just throw the actual goods in easily. And luckily enough, this wasn't too difficult to do, and it really did make life a lot easier. So I definitely recommend doing this, otherwise you might go a bit crazy. As well as all of this, you do get the obligatory selling your items, upgrading tools, and there's even little mini sort of games as well. Especially the one where you have to basically sort out all the different materials into different dumpsters in order to obviously sell them and sort them and, have them all organised. Upgrading your tools is as simple as getting blueprints made for you and basically going and buying the upgrade, or someone to upgrade it if you like. Selling items is as easy as going and selling the item to some guy. Yeah, that's pretty well it really. And then there's your main computer system, which basically is all you go into. You can look at contracts, you can buy, sell rigs or ships, if you like. And yeah, it's nothing really offensive and nothing difficult. It's just the fact that it's very long-winded to try and deconstruct or take apart some of these ships. Although I will admit that I felt the tutorial did a pretty good job of showing you what to do. I mean, it's not exactly brain surgery, but it did help in certain ways. So the game basically sounds simple, it's slightly harder than simple, and also it kind of has a puzzle element of, you know, if you take something apart in the wrong place, you can't then access it to take apart other places in case you need to like take something out of there. There's lots of little tiny things to consider whilst playing. Sound wise, it was okay. I blatantly turned the music off. It wasn't that irritating, but it also wasn't that great, and the sounds are all kind of basic if you think. There was also a problem with whenever I was grinding something, the sound would intermittently just basically not be there where there should be sound, and then when you stop and go and do it again, there was sound. So a little bit of an issue there, but I'm sure that can be fixed before it comes out fully. The graphics, I don't know, I've come to kind of expect this sort of thing from these sort of games. It's very pretty looking in a kind of basic way, like there's water on the floor, but there's no sound for the water and there's no splashing. You get my sort of point. It looks okay in a still image, but then when you further inspect, kind of like lets it down slightly. The score, well, as it's free, I don't think I can give it too small of a score, but I'm going to kind of like play around here a little bit. I'm going to score it as if it was the full game, and then whether you should actually go out and pre-order it and buy it. Basically, I had fun with this game. It is fun in a almost weirdly therapeutic kind of like, really felt good with my OCD. It was kind of like one of those where you pop those like little, what are they called? Popper things, those plastic things. It's kind of like got that into it. There's always a reward. You knock something out, you get something, you throw it in the truck. I don't know how to explain it. It just felt right. I would definitely say the game's not for everyone, and I have to admit at the beginning I kind of like, this is boring, what the hell am I doing? But when you got into it and you've like taken some of the ship apart and you're starting to get all these things that, I'll grab that, I need that, oh, I can get this out of here, I want to move that out of the way, how can I get this from here, I need to take this. It really sort of like adds up in the end and really starts to feel like more of a puzzle game rather than a shipyard game, I guess. As for my score after all that babbling on, well, I'd probably give this a 7 out of 10. It's not too bad. It has a few little problems, little kinks, and you know, this can all be ironed out, but it's free. I mean, I'd hasten to say I'm not going to give it a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10, but for free it's not too bad, and there's plenty here to do. But I'd definitely say it's not for everyone. Ship Graveyard Simulator 2, damn, that's a mouthful. Prologue is out now for the PC. It's also going to be out for the full version later this year, and the first one's on the Nintendo Switch and other consoles, so I would imagine it's going to do the same as well. Let me know your comments down below, and also hit us up in our community Discord, a link is down below. Thanks for joining me once again, because life is better when we game together.